My favorite thing about myself. My favorite thing about myself is that I get up and I keep trying. I get up and I'm always trying to live more consciously. I'm always trying to better myself. And I'm very tenacious about awakening and about ascending and about just being of service. So I like that about myself. Um, the other thing is, could you classify ASMR as a sort of sound healing? You know, I would say yes, and this is why. Hello from Ohio, Monica. Hello. Um, you ran across my page a few days ago. Wonderful. I hope you liked it. ASMR. The thing is about sound healing, guys, is that it relaxes us. It's a therapeutic way of creating consistent vibrations in a field and a reality that's very inconsistent. So the main thing that sound healing does, it creates consistency and stable frequencies so that your body and being can relax and be its potent wisdom. So if ASMR does that and it is offering vibrational consistency, I would say that is a sound therapy technique because ASMR is relating to sounds. It's doing sounds. So I would say yes. I don't know a lot about ASMR, but I do watch it sometimes on here and I am oddly really calmed. So it's really cool. Queen of Angels, you're breathtaking. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the follows, guys. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm here. I'm a sound healer. I use mostly vocal tones for sound healing. Although I'm in school right now and I'm learning all about tuning forks and crystal bowls and sacred geometry, so I'm really broadening my knowledge about sound healing. But the modality I usually use in my private sessions, in my custom sound healings, and my awakened voice sessions with people is voice, and usually I use drum too. So we're here. We're here if you're interested in sound healing and any questions you might have and why would we use sound healing? And interestingly, like I think it's interesting to look at sound healing in relationships. Relationships are life, right? When we embody, it's all about our relationship to others. And so how can we get more ease in relationship with each other? And I really feel like sound healing can really help us with that. See what else we got here. Oops, okay. I find so much healing in Reiki, and when they do the sound bowls, they relax me. Yes, Reiki is so healing. I actually have studied Reiki. I am a Reiki master myself, and yeah, just meditating with Reiki is just so relaxing. And the bowls, guess what, guys? I got a crystal bowl for Valentine's Day, so I might get that in a little bit. How do you receive the light language download? What was the trigger for you? Empath frequency. Great question. So there's different ways that light language comes to you, and there's different forms of light language. All the way I see it is light language is opening up enough to be sung or be vibrated, right? Be vibration through light. Now I take that in and I make tones with it. Some people take it in and they start speaking like in tongues almost, like it's like a different language. The way I came to it was through personal practice. The more I opened myself up with my yoga practice and my sound practice, the more I woke myself up and my consciousness up, I just started singing. It was almost like an automatic process. But voice has always been my modality. Even as a kid, I've always been singing. So it could be a certain meditation. It could be a certain moment in your awakening journey. It could be activated by someone else's sound. I call them sound keys. Sometimes if you're like listening to some of my stuff over on TikTok or YouTube, sometimes there's light codes in them and there is sound keys. And it's a key that may open up a reminder to you doing your light language. It also, in a deep meditation, you might have an agreement with a light ET or an awakened or an ascended soul, and you have a contract to speak, to sound out their frequencies. So it can happen all different ways. I think there is even light language trainings you can do. Now, I've done different trainings to help people kind of come into their authentic self, come into their soul voice, and just relax deep enough into their authentic self so that they can be sung. And if you raise your frequency to a light frequency, you sing out light codes, and that's light language in my experience. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for the follow. Oh my God, I've gotten a sound key. Huge download from a song. Ah, cool. The other thing about light language is I feel like we all could do it, and it's just like, it's weird. And there's a lot of trust. There's a lot of trust that happens to be spontaneously sung by light, to be spontaneously spoken by light, spontaneously moved by light, drawn, written by light. So you really have to kind of open yourself up, move yourself out of the way, and be willing to be spontaneously moved and inspired by light. And that requires a lot of trust. That requires a lot of allowance. It requires a lot of knowingness, like knowing, claircognizant of just, you remember who and what you are of the light. And so it just requires spiritual practice, I believe. Can we communicate in that way with others, like sing light language to one another? Yeah. I like communicate with each other, like sing light language, and then the person sings light language back. I believe so, and I believe that's part of our telepathic nature, and that's where we're going, sending light to each other. You can intend light, you can sing light, and others can receive it and feel it, and they can respond. So I would say that's a big yes in my book. Thanks for the follow. It's good to see you here today too. I wish I could see people's faces more easily, and this was a little bit more interactive, but okay, let's see if I have any other questions here. Okay, great. Thanks for these questions, really good stuff. So if you have any other questions about the potency of sound healing, sound healing can really be helpful for our psyche, for our emotional processing, to heal density in the form of emotions and thought forms that are dragging us down, that are kind of like a ball and chain that keep us from really awakening and living more conscious ascension energies. Sound healing can be really helpful for that. So if you're like, I've been doing spiritual practice, I've been doing, I've been a conscious person, but something's like not, like I feel stuck. If you have that stuck sensation, sound healing is very, very powerful to move that energy. Last question. No, I love these questions. Please don't let it be the last. Is sound and frequency the same? Let me just get to this one here. That's a really good question. Is sound and frequency the same? So this is the thing. Everything is vibration. And vibration moves. So everything's vibration, but not everything is sound. Frequency is a rate of vibration. So it's just a defined vibration. Frequency is a defined vibration. Sound is a vibration, and it is a frequency. But vibration is not always sound, because sound goes on a sound wave and has limitations. So when it goes like 700 miles per hour or whatever and goes off on a sound wave and stops, then we get the vibration that keeps going in through the quantum field. So sound is kind of a way of launching a vibration through a sound wave. So a sound wave is vibration, but vibration is not necessarily always a sound wave. Make sense? Okay. I probably, can we on this planet understand others on this plane? Wait, I'm trying, you might have to clarify that question. Can we on this plane understand others on this plane? Do you mean on another plane? And do you mean by plane, do you mean parallel universes, parallel realities? Do you mean different timelines? Do you mean different dimensions? So if you could clarify that question, I would definitely love to answer that through telepathy in the now. I believe we can. I believe that we can. It's just like anything. We have to believe that we can. And then we have to practice it over and over, because there are certain constructs in 3D reality which we are living on because we still have bodies and stuff. Even if we are practicing 5D consciousness, we still are playing in a 3D field because there is physical reality. So to cross over some of these 3D constructs, we really have to believe something different. Like we could grow our limb, if our arm got chopped off, and we could grow our limb back, but in the 3D constructs it doesn't say that's possible. So we would have to do the work to believe it, change our thoughts around it, and create another construct from what we're living. So anything's possible. We just have to believe it, and we have to practice it over and over and see if it happens. But all right. All right, and okay, this imaginary plane, square root equals 1, use telepathy. I believe so. I mean, the physical plane, imaginary is only, okay, so the way Course in Miracles sees it is that everything's an illusion. So everything in this room here is an illusion that I have made up. And so the imaginary is an illusion. It's a holographic reality. And everything is vibrating. And it's vibrating in complete chaos until we give it order with focus. And when we take the imaginary of plane and we create a focus, then we create this holographic field of matter. And the molecules arrange in a certain way that gives us a sense of reality, 3D reality. So as I said, like I feel like we can cross all planes, dimensions, and parallel universes if we believe we can, and if we practice the vibration of those different things. So for example, sometimes in a meditation, I will play with going to different higher dimensions. And I'll just say, this is my intention. I want to go to each one. And I really do. I go in and have an experience of each one. Sometimes it feels static. Sometimes I kind of just get a sensation. And it's very interesting. But I can go and have an experience of every dimension that I'm intending to go to. It's a really cool experience. So with your intention and with your beliefs and with your radical practice, I believe yes. Yes, you can. How often do you recommend sound healing? I recommend, okay, so so let me know, how many on this live right now believe that they are living a conscious life, a conscious lifestyle? So if you are living a conscious lifestyle, that means you are going to check in with yourself consciously every second, every 17 seconds, every 5 minutes, every hour. And that's when I use sound healing, because sound healing is vibrational alignment. This is how I work in my business and my field with my clients, is that vibrational alignment. We're doing vibrational alignment with sound healing. Vibrational alignment is your decision and your choice to live consciously, moment to moment. And that's a big commitment. You know, it took me a while to get to that commitment, to really tune in. Where am I vibrationally? And your emotions tell you where you are vibrationally. Your thoughts tell you where you are vibrationally. Your extra sensing and your knowing, you just tune in. So living consciously is always tuning in to where you are vibrationally. And if you're like, wow, here I am. So I just went and visited family. And so that was an interesting conscious experiment because like there's different dynamics with my mother or with family members. And so I was just tuning in. Oh, I'm starting to quicken. Oh, I'm starting to feel, my mom has a way of just being a little negative. So I could just started to feel that coming onto my field. So I would hum, or humming is a really good way to clear the field. At one point at nighttime, my mom was getting a little crabby, so I went outside. The moon was coming up, and I started chanting mantra. So this is how I use sound healing, and I use it as a quick tool. I use it while I'm driving to pre-pave so that I am in a high vibration when I'm on the road. I use it when I'm cooking dinner. I use it when I'm eating. I'll just hum or say mantra over my food to raise the vibration of my food and clear it. And then if I'm really doing it like as a deeper practice before my meditation, I empty out. I just like tone and groan all the denser frequencies. And then after meditation, I tone the peaceful vibration that came to me. So then I have it, and I call that the somatic vortex note. So then I have that note. Ooh, then if I'm in traffic or I'm having a hiccup during my day, I just think that tone or I let it out. Ooh, and I come back to resonance of that frequency. So I'm babbling, but I hope that was helpful. I use it all the time. But if you're using it like you have a practitioner, like a practitioner thing, it depends on what you're going through. Like if you were going to go see a practitioner, or if you were going to do some of my awakened voice sessions, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever you feel. Because I give homework, and I give another program I have, I make you a sound healing that you listen to every day. And so you would tune yourself to that every day, and you would listen to it for 30 minutes. So it just depends. Yeah, if you were working with a practitioner, it just depends. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back a little bit, see where I left off. Okay, how often? Okay, so I just had a long answer to that. Halfway, I do check in a lot. Good for you. Checking in a lot is awesome. And if you're just starting out with that, I would set an alarm for every 30 minutes and check in with yourself on your phone. Hi there. Hey, Benny. Okay, so I've actually had a groaning, humming stim my whole life. Stim meaning in ADHD. Oh, that's really cool as an ADHD redirect, because I need to tell my sons about that. That's awesome. Groaning and humming. Yes, it's humming is, there's several books right now out about humming and how effective it is to regulate the nervous system, to calm yourself down, to process energy. So good for you. Blue is my color. Good. Let's see. I get it. So feel more energetic, emotionally aligned, good, happy. That's what I'm under. Yes. So if you've ever studied the emotional guidance scale by Esther Hicks, you know that the higher frequencies of love and light and, ecstasy, and then it goes down to, fear and sadness. In sound healing, they see things more as consistencies rather than higher and low. But on that scale, you can see that these denser frequencies are not that fun. And here, the higher frequencies are where we want to live most of our life with. So how can we be more consistent here? And it doesn't mean bypassing this. It means processing it with sound and regulating our nervous systems. And so, yes, I'm so glad you do this. Okay, tiger's eye. I don't think it's tiger's eye. No, I don't know what it is actually. Remember you from last time, so thought I'd say hi. Okay, hi, Benny. Thanks for tuning in. This was very helpful. You are so welcome. Washington State. Oh, I have Such curiosity about Washington State. It just seems like such a beautiful land up there, especially near the ocean. I'm actually even thinking about relocating there. Sound frequency therapy. Sound frequency therapy is another name for sound healing and sound therapies. Okay, what else do we got here? Ascension at a point is just waiting for the download, right? Interesting question. This is the way I see ascension. First, we have our awakenings. I feel like we're always awakening because we are not stagnant, stationary beings. We are ever expanding, evolving beings. So we don't ever just have one awakening. We're always awakening. Different moments awaken us, different keys awaken us, different things awaken us. So when you see online and you see on YouTube, people are like, I've had my awakening. I don't know. That's a little egoic to me, and I also feel like that's not true. We have. You might have your initial big awakening in this lifetime, but you're always awakening. And so the way I see that is once you've awakened and you have this sense that, oh, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am source energy. When you really get that and you cross over into your ascension journey, which is taking, so once you've awakened to a certain level, you have your brain works differently, your vibration, you're vibrating differently. And the ascension process, I feel, is taking those high frequencies and growing those high frequencies, those more consistent high frequencies, and embodying them. So I feel like what ascension is for me is not getting so high that I evaporate, that I learn how to take these high frequencies, ascension frequencies, and embody them. And I start training the body and the cells to take in this higher frequency. And it is a process and it's an evolution. That's what I feel like ascension is. And that's what I'm working on. Like getting it embodied, getting these high frequencies, playing in gamma brainwaves more of the time, and getting higher frequencies for my cells and the space around my cells to live in those frequencies more of the time. So that's what I feel like ascension is. And yes, downloads are possible when you are living more from gamma brainwaves. Like there's not much else you can do at a point. Like there's not much you can do. You just kind of live in the present moment with allowance and trust. But what you can do is say no to things that aren't a match vibrationally anymore. And so a lot of times when we're on our ascension journey, our lives don't match up anymore. Like before that, like going to happy hours doesn't really work. Or if we do go, we notice that it just drops our vibration and we have to clean that up for days. Certain programming, TV, certain books, certain content, like there's a lot we can do to really live consciously and know that's not a vibrational match for me anymore. How do I what does my life look like now? And this is actually what I help clients with too, that are on the verge of how do I live right now? Like I'm so confused, like my old life is not working anymore because you're not a vibrational match anymore. So I help people kind of in that transition to find vibrational matches now in this now point with their vibration as it is now. And I use sound healing for that. Okay. You are so welcome. These are great questions and I really appreciate talking to you guys. But the first big thing, I absolutely got you. Yeah. There's not much else you can do. Okay. Question for impatience. Okay. All right. Oopsie. And so I really see vibrational alignment and law of vibration very much a part of sound healing. that's how I work it in my practice and my business. I use sound healing to help because it heals and it creates wellness. And when you heal and create wellness, you're raising your vibration. And then when you raise your vibration and you learn how to reset your vibrational set point, you can use sound for intention and sound to have a certain outcome to keep your vibration consistently high. Because before you get into your ascension process, you're kind of like one of those little paddles with the ball. You're going back and forth, like high, low, high, low, high, low. You go to a sound healing or you go to yoga and you get high and then you go back to your life and you drop down. It's a real zinger. So in my life, I've tried to decrease the gap for that, so that I can live more consistently from the high, in the high. And sound healing helps you with that. Can you create a vibrational match? Like write down steps on how to create something impossible. You have some interesting questions, my friend. I think everything's possible. So as long as you believe it and you practice it. And if you want to write down steps, so first off, I would say this. The first question you want to do is ask yourself, what is my best life? What is my most awakened, ascended life look and feel like? And then get a vibrational feeling of that. And even get what it looks like. Dream about it, imagine it, but also get the energy of that life, okay? Then from there, you want to ask the question is, what matches that? So if you get an invitation to go to something and you're like, does going to this match the energy of that imagined like vibrational life I want to be living? And if it does, say yes. And if it doesn't, say no. So that's how we start vibrationally aligning with the life we most want to live or feel like we are here to live. And so that's a pretty simple process. When it comes to using sound for that, you can just let out a sound for that best life. Intention plus sound gives you the outcome. Tune your field to it. Like attracts like. And just see what lines up. And if something does get your attention and you're like, do I say yes or no to this? Let out the tone. And just see if it's a match. You'll just know, is this a match? And so that's how I try to live. That's how I try to live. I like to make random noises. Yes, fun. Random noises are fun. They're a release valve. Good for you. It's amazing talking to you too. Thank you so much for your knowledge. You are so welcome. You are so, so welcome. Okay. So I hope I answered that question. Write down steps on how to create something impossible. But the first thing you want to do is get the word impossible out of that. So if we are going to go into a whole new paradigm of living, the word impossible doesn't exist there. So the minute you define something as impossible, there's still a belief that you're in a paradigm that says that's not true. So I would say, never say the word impossible again, or can't. Yeah. ADHD, I forgot about that. I'm learning so much about ADHD because I have some family members who are going through it. It's a lot. I feel like it's an evolutionary process, though. I feel like there's so much with ADHD people that are kind of on the leading edge of things. But it definitely makes it hard to function in 3D world. Yeah. Never say never. I will never say never. Ah, da da da. Da 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 da. All right. So any other questions? What's 3D world? Okay. So 3D world is the physical reality, kind of like how you see the world, right? It is It is matter, it is physical reality, it's form and structure. Okay? When we go in, and it's 3D means the third dimension. And when I talk about dimensions, I'm talking about conscious dimensions in consciousness, not like, in math. So 3D consciousness is more form and structure defined. It's fear-based, it's cause and effect-based. So then you go into the fourth dimension, and the fourth dimension is called the fourth dimensional corridor. It's kind of the astral world. It's the entity world. It's the disembodied world. It's the it's the ghost realm. Okay. And 4D consciousness still has egoic agendas. It's still, but it knows that there's more possible. The fifth dimension reality starts getting into unconditional love. It starts leaving the form and structure and going into possibilities. It goes into law of attraction and vibration. It goes into the possibility of light and love and instant creator, human beings as creator force of love and light. It's not fear-based. It's a lot of trust and allowance, and that's what 5D consciousness is. Now, we can bring 5D consciousness into the third dimensional living reality, but if we actually were all fifth dimensional, we actually wouldn't be physical bodies. We'd be more ether-like. So this is a profound time in reality because the vibration of 5D is coming into the 3D, and these 3D bodies get to experience more consistently this 5D consciousness. And we're starting to learn how to embody that. And these bodies are becoming lighter. The DNA is shifting. We have so much programmed in our DNA, and we only use a little bit of it. But our DNA knows how to take on these higher consciousnesses. So it's an exciting time. Let's see, what else we got? Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for the roses. I so appreciate it. All right. Guys, I do have a subscription plan going on here with TikTok. So if you want to join that, I am going to start doing special lives just for subscribers and doing sound healing for them and stuff like that. So if you want to join the subscription, right now I've only got 2 people. I'm trying to build that group so we can do some lives and just do special sound healings there. Okay, the astral back door. That's an interesting comment. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. How do you bring your 5D consciousness into 3D, kind of just say you have it and manifest it? Well, good question. I would use sound, my own sounding, to lighten myself up. So fear and lack of trust and form and structure and defining reality, we have to start practicing in ways that lets that go. So when we can let those forms and structures go, that's when 5D reality, 5D consciousness starts to bubble up, okay? Now you can go visit 5D consciousness, say like at a yoga class, but how do we live it and embody it more? You have to create a vessel you have to create a match. It's a vibrational match. It's an alignment thing. 5D consciousness cannot hang out in a vessel that's not prepared for it. You have to live in a lighter way, and the biggest way is to let go of definitions, forms and structures and belief systems and thought patterns that create polarity, that create right and wrong. Okay, fifth dimension reality there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. And that's why if you were totally a fifth dimension being, there wouldn't be a polarized existence, and our realities wouldn't be as physical. Just find a really good algorithm to get subscribers for sound healing. Well, thank you. I don't know what that means though. Algorithm to get subscribers. Find a really good algorithm. How would I do that, Benny? How would I do that? One thing, I'm just trying to do it vibrationally, just like draw people in, vibrational match. How do you bring your 5D kind? So I hope empath frequency, did I explain that? The 5D kind into 3D kind. I hope I answered that question for you. I would say it's personal practice to allow, because the thing is, all the dimensions are happening right here, right now. Everything's happening at the same time. All the dimensions are here at the same time. When you align and when you create a body that's ready to hold these frequencies, then you can actually experience them. The moment you are ready you align with them vibrationally. It's not like we go someplace for them. They're all here. We just have to align and then we can see it. Mr. Bubbles the Clown. Hello, hello, hello. You're a little confused. Yeah, we've been here we're talking about vibrational alignment, sound healing, and and being multi-dimensional human being. So, shit, I'm not making any sense. I give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Get back up. Yeah, I don't know about because the algorithm is kind of a mystery, right? They keep it a mystery. Oh, okay. But you can't feel the alignment before it happens unless it's for a short period of time. Well, you can know it because it's part of you. So when you are in this, expanded loving space, you know it. You're there. It's it, right? But the trick is to be more consistent with it. The trick is to live there more. And the more we live there, the more that dimensional consciousness comes in, that fifth dimensional consciousness comes in. So gratitude, love, appreciation, oneness, those type of things. If you can live there more and have your belief systems wrapped around those things rather than belief systems that are polarized or have to do with right or wrong or cause and effect, then you'll be able to allow fifth dimension consciousness to just be part of you, and then you'll see it. So we do know it. We know it already, and the more we live there, the more we'll attract it in. You try and make money off it too, or just help others. Well, sound therapy is my business. So I offer a lot of free content on TikTok, and I offer a lot of free content on YouTube and Facebook. And then it's my hope that I can find people that are aligned with the work I do and become clients if it could support them. So yeah, I would love to make some money off of sound healing and sound therapy. And I have different offers that I do and different programs. I have an online program called Vocal Toning for Manifesting. It's over on Teachable. You can get that link on my bio link. But on TikTok here, I don't know. If people wanted to give money, that'd be great, but I'm not expecting it. Yeah. So if that answers it. Who I am. Okay, that's so cool, bro. I'm sort of interested. Does it help with childhood? Oh, yeah. It definitely helps with childhood trauma. If you are interested in this, I would go to my bio link, my website's there, all these different offerings are there, and just read and see if it feels like a fit to you. And if it is, yeah, I'd be happy to work with you. I work on Zoom. I also, childhood trauma is a big one that sound therapy and a vibrational alignment can work really well with. Because we go to where the wounding is, We don't play too much in the story. It's not talk therapy, but we go there and we bring sound there and we just move the energy. We say hi to the energy, we move the energy, and you feel lighter. And all of a sudden, you're not triggered by it anymore. You're not hooked in by the trauma anymore. So that's how that works. Reticulating activating system, rad. I know what RAS is, reticulating activating system, but RAD is the ascension process. Do you mean RAS or RAD? The part of the brain that is there. Okay, so is the ascension process for spiritual left hand and right hand paths the same? No one's the same. Is the ascension process for spiritual left hand and right hand paths? Wow, I have never heard. Reactive attachment disorder. You know, I am not a licensed psychologist or therapist. I am a sound healer, a life coach, and yoga therapist. So I never, reactive attachment disorder. I think I have heard of that a little bit. But what sound healing does, it does help you with reactivity. So what happens is with childhood trauma, we create this loop in the subconscious. This is the way I see it. Create this loop, this broken record in the subconscious. And so we keep acting from that part of our subconscious. And we will keep continuing to act from that part of our subconscious until we kind of break the record, take it off. And the way we do that with sound healing is we kind of go into some, we go back in time to your childhood, and then we go in and you work intuitively and I work with you, and we go in there and we find what's there. We find that broken record, and then we give it a different frequency. We say hi to it, we sound along with it, and then we give it another sound, and we start to shift it a little bit and process it. And so when the subconscious wounding is cleared up, you don't act from there anymore, and your reactivity calms down. That's how I see it. All right. I know. Isn't that cool? I think it's really cool. It works for me. It works for a lot of people. I'd be surprised if you knew it. Okay, ascension process. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out. You mean left-handed people and right-handed people? You mean actual right and left-handed people? Is that what you mean? Empath frequency. I'm trying to get to this question here. Left hand, right hand. If so, I've never heard. Let me see. Benny, you're so welcome. You're really welcome. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to, well, okay. So there's different things here. The feminine side of the body is the left side of the body. Feminine meaning feminine energetics, not gender. Masculine side of the body is the right side, masculine energy. I prefer to say flow and linearity, feminine and masculine. And so when we can, if we're running a lot of flow energy or feminine energy, or like maybe you're left-handed. If we're blocking flow and feminine energy, we might get hurt. We might have certain dis-ease on this side of the body, or vice versa. The object to become a whole being and really tune into higher consciousness is to take the feminine and masculine energies. Again, it has nothing to do with genderized feminine and masculine energies. It has to do with flow and linearity. And you combine them and to become a one whole central channel. In yoga, it's called the Sushumna. And when you can integrate a healthy and balanced masculine and feminine energies of flow, creativity, and linearity, you become whole and you're not polarized anymore. So if someone is left-handed, perhaps they are heavy on the feminine side, and maybe their work is to integrate some masculine sides, if that makes sense. Like if you have done a left-hand path ritual, can you ascend in a right-hand way? What about hemisync? Does that have anything to do with sound healing? Hemisync. I've never heard that term. Can you explain that to me? That's more of an occult question, probably, huh? If you have done a left-hand path ritual, can you ascend? You know what? I don't know anything about this term you're saying, left-hand path and ritual in a right-hand way. But did that speak at all to you? The masculine and feminine thing that I was talking about. Yes, it does make sense. Great, same concept. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Great. I'm glad it was okay. All right. What is hemi sync? Because I do not know. What is hemi sync? Guys, I have about 15 more minutes, so get your questions in, and happy to answer any questions about sound healing, sound therapy, vibration, frequency, vibrational alignment. Left is feminine and right is masculine for hands. Yes, because the left side of the body is the feminine side of the body. It would be the right side of the brain because it's opposite. So the right side of the brain is the feminine flow, creative part of the brain, and it's the left part of the body. The left brain is masculine, and the right side of the body is the masculine energy. And again, I just want to reiterate, I do not like that it's called masculine and feminine because it has nothing to do with gender and genderization. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how you flow, how you create, has to do how you manage tasks and linearity and math, and how you do certain tasks from like a masculine energy or feminine energy. Both men and women need to have a balanced masculine and feminine energy that comes together to create one whole being. And when we're out of balance, it can create polarity and dis-ease. Okay. Oh, it's a type of music that syncs up your left and right hemispheres of your brain. How I would say yes, that is definitely sound therapy. I did not know about that. I do know that when you do this hand mudra, you are syncing up the left and right hemispheres of the brain if you meditate this way. Left is feminine and right is masculine. Left is feminine, yes, on the body, but it's the opposite in the brain. That is really cool. Okay, yes, that is definitely sound therapy, I would say. It's supposed to be a gateway to meditation. Yes, that is definitely sound therapy for sure. Awesome. Hemisync, great. I will check that out. Let's see, we got another question here. Headed out to get food. Thank you so much. Okay, enjoy your food experience. Enjoy your nourishment. You are so welcome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all your questions. You made this live really interesting. Whenever I listen to hemisync music, the lights in the house appear to flicker. Interesting. It sounds like that music is very powerful for you, and it really balances and aligns you with your higher vibration. And it seems like that vibration is affecting electricity. So how cool is that? Very cool, very cool. All right. I learned a lot today. What a great live. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to round this out. Hello. You will know I'm here. You will know I'm here. Hi. All right. We just had an amazing conversation on dimensions, sound healing, vibration. So I'm going to let you know a little bit about what I do, and then I want to end our time with some healing tones and drumming for you guys. So I am a sound healer. I have a lot of offerings on my bio link. I make custom sound healings for people. I do awakened voice sessions. I help people learn how to use their voice as a sound healer, how to have more ease and joy with their lives, how to transition from their awakening journey into their ascension journey, and how to kind of balance their lives with their new vibration. I use sound healing for sound baths. I teach people how to align with their best lives through sound, through their sound. So that's a little bit what I do. I have online courses. I do private sessions. So check out my my bio link, and I also have a free sound bath over there that you can download. So thank you for being here. Yes, you can ask something. I'm about to get into some just singing, but if you want to ask one more question, sure. Go ahead, Dave. What is your question? Do you have a question, Dave? Oh, okay. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. I got 10 more minutes here. We're going to do a little sound healing. Okay, Dave, if you have something to ask, I will answer it after the sounding. So let's just have a little ease and joy together, shall we? So sometimes we line up, we find each other, and sometimes the sounds I make are little keys for people to have an aha, or have a little key to their spiritual awareness or their awakening. So I hope you got something from that, and that was incredible. Well, thank you so much. I hope that served you well. This is the kind of sound healing I do. I also do it I make sound recordings for people to help reset their vibrational set point. So this has been a wonderful live. Thank you so much. And if you would like to have a live where we do more specific sound healing, join my subscription, my subscribers, subscription. I'll be going live with just my subscribers doing individual sound healings. So, namaste. Have a beautiful day. And thanks for the follows and all the likes and the flowers and the questions. You guys are awesome. Mwah. Bye.